Dudes to Dads, brought to you by Dad University, is a podcast to help men understand and navigate the transition of being a single dude into a family man. How do we make sense of it all? Well, we probably won't be able to, but let's go ahead and have some fun trying. And we are back. I'm Jason Kreidman.
I'm Alan Bush.
And this is Dudes to Dads, episode 189.
Yeah.
Way up there. 189. Woo! Another week.
Yeah, another week.
Another dollar.
Another episode. Another lack of a dollar.
If you want to send in money, please, I'll give you my P.O. box.
Do we have a PayPal or something?
No.
Micro donations?
We're not asking for anything other than listening and subscribing.
Yeah.
And sharing. Yeah. Those are all things that we would love in exchange for money.
Right.
No, I mean, instead of money. Sorry, not in exchange for money.
No, you're right the first time.
Right, yeah. So this episode, you know, it has its roots in topics that we have touched on, but I wanted to just really dedicate this a whole episode to it. Mm-hmm. And it's distracted parenting.
Right.
And how distracted parenting is hurting your child. So I'm breathing because I'm about to go on a huge rant.
Okay.
So I got to get my energy level up.
Right. Here. Yeah.
Good thing I had some caffeine. So I want to give you some examples of, you know, that people might identify with.
Okay.
You're at the playground, and instead of participating with your child, or I'll even say just watching your child, you're on your phone. Mm-hmm. Your child asks you to come on the monkey bars, and you're on Facebook.
Okay.
Okay, that's one scenario. Another one, you're eating dinner, and you are responding to emails instead of interacting with the people around you.
Yeah.
That's another one. Third one, you are at your child's sporting event, and instead of watching the game, you're shopping on Amazon.
Or instead of watching their game, you're watching a game.
That too. Yeah. That too. You're watching the college football or something like that.
Yeah.
Same thing. So all three of these scenarios are examples of distracted parenting.
I saw a guy, sorry to interrupt you, but
that's what we
watching a game while he was like in line paying for something. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you can't take your eyes off this phone for, like, he had his phone and the game was on. He was watching the game while paying for something. Like, geez, just wait till you sit down.
I know. No, it's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Or record it.
Yeah, that's what DVR stuff is.
Distracted parenting is the overuse of electronic devices, primarily phones, in the presence of your children. So we often think, I think, and I will include myself, we often think that these types of situations don't really matter very much, but they do. Actually, I can't say that. I do know that they matter. You'll see the child look over at their parents, and the parent's face is buried in their phone. Yeah. I once told a story that I was at my child's martial arts, walked in, there's about a dozen people watching the class, or I shouldn't even say watching. There was 12, including myself, and 11 of them, not me.
Right.
Because I saw 11 of them doing it.
That's crazy.
Were on their phones.
It's like 99% of the people that were there. Yeah. Well, not percentage wise, but like it's like everybody but one.
Yeah. And I was the one because I saw a kid look over at his parent. And I immediately, when I walked in, I was like, ooh, that's not good. Mm-hmm. So I understand children's sports can be boring. I understand many different things can be boring. But you're not doing it because it's not boring. You're doing it because your child is doing something, or you're supporting them, or you're participating and interacting with them. And that is what is important.
Right.
So you just need to pay attention. Now, I will say, prior to phones, maybe the dad was reading the newspaper at breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay. This is kind of similar. Or your child was in the room, wanting to play or something, and maybe you had headphones on listening to some music, or something. So you're just not paying attention to the child. And I get it. We don't have to be their entertainment 24/7. But they do deserve to interact with us, and they certainly deserve at those kinds of events for us to pay attention.
Sure.
it's probably better that you don't even go.
Right. Yeah. I
drop them off.
Yeah.
And then go do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Because being there and not paying attention, I'm wondering if that's even worse.
Yeah, I think being alone is better than being alone in a crowd, so to speak. Like if you don't have somebody to really go to, or someone's not paying attention to you, then I feel in my personal experience, it feels worse.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And like I said, we can't always be their entertainment because they need to learn to entertain themselves.
For sure. Yeah. You can't be like song and dance every day.
Right. And we often justify distraction because it's work or it's something that we deem as it's really important. Like, I just got to get to this. And the truth is that we make the decision that the screen interaction is more important than the interaction with the child or watching the child.
Right.
It's the reality. You got to face up to it. And so I think we need to set the example with our kids that the device is not a priority. And we get upset when they have their head in the device. Hey, pay attention to me. Like, hey, why are you, and they're not paying attention. So you have to make it clear that the relationship with your child is more important than that relationship with that device. And if there's a good opportunity to watch your child or participate, take it.
Yeah.
Because you will miss it, especially as they get older and they no longer want to hang out with you.
Right.
They will want to hang out with their friends.
Yeah.
And so you're going to miss that. So what are some things that we can do to stop being a distracted parent? Well, that's what I'm going to help you with. That's what I've come here for.
Okay, great.
So the first and foremost, you have to want to stop. I know that seems a little strange, but that's the truth. If you don't want to stop, then it's not worth going on to the next items. Like you have to actually say to yourself, you know what? I need to improve this. I do need to pay more attention to my kids. I need to put that darn phone down.
Yeah.
I have to do this. And if you can at least do that, we're then on to the next steps.
Sure.
But if you can't do that, you got to start there.
Right.
Can't help you. So the second one is become aware of your use. Are you using it in place of interacting with your child? Mm-hmm. Like literally, are you somewhere where you could interact with them and play with them or watch them, and instead something on your phone is more interesting?
Right.
I won't even say more important.
Right, yeah.
Because there are situations where, yes, you maybe have work or whatever, but we'll get to that because there's things you can do. Because I think if you are allocating that time, I think the child, and I'll get to this in a specific point, but if you're allocating that time, I think the child is better off with you allocating the specific time that you will be off the phone. In other words, if you have to work, but you also have to do something else with the child, figure out a way where you can make that compromise and not have to do both.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, both suffer.
Well, yeah.
Your work's going to suffer,
yeah,
and your child suffers.
Right. So
you're better off just do your work,
commit to one,
to the one, and then later do the other.
Yeah. You carve out that time, you know, and that's the whole idea. If you had a meeting, you don't want your child barging in the room and disrupting the meeting.
Right.
Well, so then vice versa.
Right. Yeah, it just doesn't work that way. So you got to become aware of your use. The third one, turn off your notifications. I did this a long time ago.
Good luck getting a hold of me on any device.
Well,
I turned that off. This is silent almost the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I do get text notifications. I stopped email.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, my notifications, of course, we just then check our phone every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If you don't have notifications on. But if the phone doesn't beep or vibrate, you will be less inclined to pick it up.
Correct.
So just put it on silent notifications or whatever. A fourth one, and this is an amazing tip. Don't bring it.
Yeah.
Leave it in the car.
It's hard to do this generation, man.
It really is
leave
hard.
your house without your phone for one day.
Well, not even that. I mean, I'd say leave it in the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking leave it at home. Just see what happens.
You can do that too.
Yeah.
You can do that. That's even better. But leave it. If you're especially like, let's say you're going to a sporting event, like unless you're waiting to get a hold of something or somebody,
right? But
even in that case, like people know you're at the event, and most likely everybody who needs to get a hold of you, is there.
They'll find you,
right? So just don't bring it. Number 5, at night when you come home from work, put your phone in phone jail. So you can't get it out of jail until your kids go to bed.
Okay.
So that's the idea. It's
Sure.
like you come home from work, put it in the charger or whatever, and then just
put it aside.
Yeah.
Hang out.
And it's the same thing with your kids, that they put their electronics aside.
Sure.
We've been trying to do that more. It's been interesting. Can't say that we're successful all the time.
Sure.
But making that effort to try to do that.
Yeah.
And then another one, number 6, if you have to use it, this is what I was talking about. Set up boundaries with the child. So as an example, listen, I'm going to make this call. It's going to take me 10 or 15 minutes. And then I'm going to have my phone, and then put your phone away and they'll be right there with them or do whatever. So be very clear about what it is that you need to do and then make sure you do it.
Right.
So in the 10 or 15 minutes, make sure you do put the phone down and go play with the child.
Yeah.
And then the child will learn to also then respect your time so that you're saying, oh, my parent says they're going to do that. And that's what they're going to do. So, you say, hey, okay, I'm going to do this for 20 minutes and then I'll have the free time to do it, rather than like kind of half-assing it and like being there a little bit and then not being there and whatever, because you need to get something done. Yeah. You have to respond to that Facebook post about sharing-ting. Previous episode.
Yeah, exactly. See episode.
Yeah. See episode 187, I think it was. So yeah, here's what I'm saying is you don't have to be focused on your child 100% of the time. I get it. It's impossible, and it's not something that you should expect of yourself. But you do need to show your child how important they are, and that goes a really long way.
Right.
And especially if you're setting that example that is a priority. Like we have a thing too. Like if there's anybody else at the table, you cannot use the device. So in other words, like even in the breakfast, like in the mornings, I get up before everybody else. And I often will eat breakfast before. But if my children get up early, I will actually put my phone away as I hear them coming down downstairs. It's almost like, and like, I don't want them to see me yet, right. In that fact, like, sure. Or sometimes it doesn't matter. I'll just close it and put it away as they come home. Mm-hmm. So the other day I came in and my son was on, he was actually doing some homework, but I said, or doing something related to school or whatever. But I said, hey, I was about to sit down and he actually shut it off and shut it down. So I'm guessing maybe it wasn't homework, but no, he complied because he knows that's just what we do. Like I do the same thing. And so that's the part of it is like monkey see, monkey do. And he knows that like, hey, we're at the table, if you're going to sit with me, I'm not going to be playing this or I'm not going to be doing this. Yeah. So that's what's really important. So if you guys have any feedback, comments, suggestions, questions, love, what should they do, Alan?
They should email us, podcast@dudesadads.com. You can also show love on Twitter @dudesadads, Facebook dudesadads.com. You can go to YouTube and watch all the wonderful videos about love and other things.
Wait, hold on. I got to check my phone.
But make sure you're subscribing to the channel on the YouTube channel with Dad University. Just got a lot of great videos on there. And if nothing else, use your phone to subscribe to iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever else you see our podcast and subscribe to those networks. Leave comments. Share it with your friends. Do what you got to do, but it really helps perpetuate the show. Share the love. Show what you support us from, and we would really appreciate that.
Awesome. Well, Alan, thank you as always.
Thank you.
And we will see you next time.
See you next time.